Hey guys, how's it going? I'm just going to make a quick flame tower guide video and just update a couple things that I wish I added into the last one that I had made. So when you get your annex kits, you get those from either the guild manager that you can go here and click guild. It'll be the military supply manager, or you can get them from the supply depot when war is active. They will look like this, these little toolkits. It's called Node Conquest War Annex Assembly Tool. You can go ahead, put them on a hotbar. If you are a siege assigned person, this will be great. You can use the hotbar button here. It'll bring up this menu. In Node War, you're only going to see Flame Tower, Supply Depot, Elephant Nursery, and Flag Factory. You will not see all these extra options. This is just because of Siege. So just keep that in mind. Now what you're going to do, you want to click on whatever annex you want to use. In this case, we're going to be doing Flame Tower, and it will give you this view. These are called pegs. If the pegs are blue, it means that you should be able to build in that spot. If they are red, it means you cannot. So obstacles, terrain, things like that, those are things that will stop you from building. Each annex has basically a size that it takes up a footprint, and if there are things that would obstruct it within the footprint of the annex, it does not allow you to build. Like if it's too close to the base, it'll give you an error message. So with the flame tower, there's a couple important things to note. Your flame tower direction. So as you can see, the FT has this little wooden box on the back of it. This is the hatch that you actually jump into. If an FT is taking damage from this direction, so say it was out this way, and players were out to this field area here shooting into it, this is actually considered back attack damage, which means the flame tower is going to be taking additional damage versus if it was spun this way and the flame tower is facing outwards. The chain points towards the front, so just try to keep that in mind. And the wooden box is the back. The only other thing with placement of the flame tower, you want to be conscious of where you're building it in relation to your other FT. You're only allowed to have 2 of them in Node War. So if you're building them side by side like this, you're going to be really strong on this east side, but you're not going to have any protection on any other side of your base. Generally, you want to spread them out so you have as much coverage as possible. But you also want to make sure you do not put them too far away, because if you build it out in this area here, you would not be able to protect the fort with it. If you drop it here, it will not reach to the fort. So if there's a player standing on my position here and your flame tower is out on like that location, it's not going to hit me. So I'll be able to damage the fort for free. You want to put it generally about 2 or 3 pegs away from the base, so somewhere about here is ideal. This will give enough space for people to move back and forth between it. Your back attack protection is here, because the fort is facing this direction. Players will usually be pushing from about up here. And the FT, you can spin it 360 degrees, so it will allow you to shoot forward and still hit players that are facing this back direction. Another thing with this is that your FT is going to have a small 360 degree radius. So if a player is hitting you here, you can actually stagger them by shooting forward, because there's an exhaust on the back here, this dark hole, and that will shoot a flame back this way a little bit in a small radius around you and actually stagger players. With that being said, a couple quick tricks with the FTs. Since war just started, I can jump in. When you get in, you can use F5 to bring up the menu to load your flame tower. It's going to be this oil for flame tower in Node Wars. You want to go ahead and hit R, generally with your F5 up, because what this is going to do is this will allow you to get in the flame tower while you actually have your inventory still open. So you're not going to want to load all of your stuff at once. You're just going to want to put 1 or 2 flame tower fuels in here, maybe about 50, 75. Give yourself the ability to actually, have enough to shoot, but you're not putting all of the fuel that you have on you in the flame tower at once in case it is destroyed. Another important trick, and one of the most important things with annexes in the current system, is there's a tool that you have to shoot the flame tower. You just want to, real quick, just touching back on that quickly. So you want to just do your F5 to get your inventory open, hop in, load your ammo, and you can see it just says space fire. You just press spacebar. That's what it looks like. Just a little bit of a fire damage. You can see roughly about how far it goes. And then say you're in the flame tower and we're like, okay, we're moving bases. We don't want to be here anymore. any siege weapon, so cannons, elephants, flame towers, hawachas, you can click on it, and it will ask if you want to remove it, and you can just say yes. And you can remove the own flame tower that you were in. It'll toss you out. And you can see here there's no more flame towers left. So that will be it for the flame tower guide that I'm making here, and I hope you guys have a good one. This one should be a little bit more informative and fill some of the gaps that the last one had. So appreciate you guys. Thank you.